Get that added to stream. Let me get this here. As you knew he would. You knew he would, right? You knew he had to, right? Sorry, my face is all in the comment section. All these type of commitments we like, legit ballers, Enzo. What's the deal, Terrence? I bet he is. Still got a lot of ground to make up, y'all. Another running back. Sounds good in Atlanta. We need a kicker. Oh, I wasn't thrilled with a kicking game either. Weight room buffet. Yeah, just like we need a whole attitude adjustment on weight. Because Hall is being pursued by big time power fives. I get that. Hold on, let me catch up on my tweets real quick. Hold on. There you go. Okay, started. I mean you late. Welcome in to the Midnight Show. Aaron Little says, I'm still out on SAT. We need to know who's telling lies. We're going to get to that. We're definitely going to get to that. Actually, that needs to be marked down because I don't want to forget. I swear I need it. If I don't get a basketball goal in here, something I can shoot paper in, I'm going to go insane. I need a trash can here. Something that I can shoot it in. Driving me crazy. Yeah. Where my pens at? Come on, y'all. I know y'all getting TVs. I'll get that up there in a second. Let me find my pen. I can't find a pen. This sucks. I bought a whole box of pens. Jesus. When you don't need a pen, you can't run from them. TV mounts and more. People, I know you're going to need your TV stuck up. I know you don't want to pay all this money to get your wiring done and your TV done and shelving done. You can have floating shelves all around your TV mounts and more. The phone number is 502-224-5580. TV mounts and more. Get it done. Jesus Christ. Don't even get me started on all the projects I'm behind in. Okay, let me catch. What happened in the Board of Trustees meeting? Everybody, let's put it this way. Everybody let their position be known in the board of trustees meeting. So, Pop Warner offense. What's really going on? Which part? Does Tyra accept FSU AD tomorrow or not? Today, okay, you're asking for predictions. I do not predict he will accept the AD job tomorrow. No. Lauren says, I don't believe any of them. Belichick about to win the Super Bowl without Brady. Ooh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Or a box of pens. No, my birthday ain't for a while. You got it. Like I said, your weight class, speed over everything. Like I said, there's a certain level, and there's a certain level that he can dominate. There's a certain type that he can just run over, but there's the most frustrating thing is anybody with any experience in football can just see right away. It takes most of the time. It takes you two possessions to say, okay, when we played Miami, think about it. Miami's coach was more successful than Tyra. He was second in the ACC last year and got fired. I say Tyra, Coach Sapp. Golly, I listen. I pass Nerf goals in every store I go into. I just don't get them, so I'm just complaining. And my problem is the recruits haven't put on any, like, these are the things I'm complaining about. I'm just not like a whining fan. I just feel like I should have seen a lot more growth in the players we've already had. I need to win immediately, and we got facilities that can rival anywhere you're gonna go. And you can come in here in the SEC. No, the ACC schedule isn't that hard, and we're gonna put up some numbers on a week schedule. We'll get you right to the league. That's pretty much what I would do. I would go to studs and say, you got just enough talent. You'll be playing against just enough talent in Florida State, Clemson, and UCF to get some footage to get you a shot in the league. That's about it. Lauren, did you fall asleep? Is that why you late? Absolutely not. Hey, listen, we are listen. That Kentucky game, it set our program being ranked back years. Oh, okay. You're talking about me getting the goal. Yeah, I see. I wouldn't want somebody else to get the goal because I need the perfect one for me, and nobody will understand exactly my basketball hoop needs. Mm, mm. Yeah, he actually I don't think the non-compete is going to be a problem. I think things are closer to mutual than we realize. Which As soon as I catch up with all the comments, I'll explain what I mean. Sat seems to lack strategizing situational football. Are you saying like in-game adjustments? Miami's coach could become our DC. I don't think he would do that. Is getting fired. Was that a Freudian slip? It was not. But y'all do realize his contract is like coming up soon anyway. Like in a he has less than a year on his contract. So we're just talking about time. Erasmus, you didn't miss much. We're just catching up. Yeah, I don't like getting. Okay. Yes, but right now, the needs of my team, I'm not going to get excited with skill position guys. I have fast guys. I have explosive receivers. I have players. It's the development of the players that I got. It's the size of my line that I'm far from, on defense, man. Listen, I can get excited about playmakers. And I mean, we can have fun and just say, oh, yeah, we got another running back, got another wide receiver. That's not what's getting us beat. Running backs and wide receivers is not what's getting us beat. Shit, in broad daylight. Problem is, so much philosophy change has to be made to start busting through the ceiling. But again, this philosophy, here's what's scaring everybody. This philosophy can make us a good little team. This philosophy can win games because, put it this way, they're not, okay, to me, this style of coaching is not trying to coach to win a national championship. This style of coaching is we accept who we are. We just want to, we just want to win. We just want to win 8 games. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get hot one year, like next year where you got a good schedule. You know what I'm saying? But your record is always going to be dependent on your schedule in the style we play. So that's what's like depressing, kind of, I mean, if they're not working together, I mean, he has to be, he has to. Like I said, his contract is going to be up anyway. I don't think tonight proved necessarily. I tell you what, I did learn something. Tonight. I learned there was another possibility that I never considered, but the way it was told to me, maybe something we didn't consider. This is not my take. This is I believe I heard Nick Curran and Phil Baker talking about it earlier on the Bob show, on Bob Albano's show. They said Vince Tyra has never stayed at a job more than 3 years or 3 or 4 years. So they said this is his MO. Bring him in and then he leaves. So it's not like surprising if he did just want to leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he moves jobs because, he doesn't like working with people for long, or people may wear him down. He may wear other people down. I don't know that, but they say in his history, he does not stay at places more than 3 or 4 years. So then there's that. I tell you, after his, board of trustees meeting, after talking to everybody today, I will say this: a situation has emerged where we all could still walk away, not happy but not mad. We can walk away okay. They say, whenever you do a deal, both parties should feel like they lost something valuable. So I'm encouraged that we can all walk away not as an enemy of our school or team, or we need to walk away from this situation not being on a team is probably the most important thing. You can have an opinion on the product on the field, but we need to walk away from this not on a team, because that'll be the worst case scenario. I'm really trying to think about it right now, like how much I'm willing to say without stepping on anybody else's toes. But I'll point a scenario, but I don't know. By the bottom of this glass, I might be telling y'all everything. I might be telling y'all everything I'm not supposed to say. Danny Grace, I don't agree with that. It's just our momentum. Our momentum will put it this way. Our momentum will slow down. Our program momentum has slowed down. I will agree with that. But I don't say mediocre or average or anything like that. Hugely. Like power has got to be an emphasis. And here's the thing. When you run the offense, okay. Sometimes I think Coach Mac's players kind of suffer from this too. Okay, all we talk about in basketball is not driving, is not giving up drives to the basket, So every day, not giving up drives. But what happens is a side effect to that is our offensive players stop trying to drive as much, because there's just so much of a heavy emphasis on stopping the drive and like every time somebody, just imagine every time somebody gets to the basket, coach stops and starts yelling at people, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, you want to still get to the basket, but eventually, people start holding and fouling and you just don't get to the basket. I think in a game, a lot of times we're not getting the right amount of practice on driving to the basket. Jared West did an excellent job taking the ball a little further to the basket. Ellis is getting a lot better at getting to the basket under control. Now, I don't have a problem with Ellis getting a charge a game. I'll sign up for Ellis get one charge a game as long as he keeps playing aggressive. But my point is, okay, when you do like gap assignment defense, just being the quickest man to the gap, you miss that gap or you get blown out of that gap and you're done. If you're not the quickest guy to the gap, you're done. That's why Kentucky would still be running. There's none of our line is really rooted and anchored in any physicality. It's just speed, beat your man to the spot. Our tackling, it's like how many times did we have a guy 3 and 4 yards in the backfield and they drug and ended up with a 2-yard gain? Now, best to ever do that was Michael Bush. And so every big power running back looks like Michael Bush against us. That goes back to practice, and that goes back to the early spring installs. And then we're just going to work everybody out and get everybody fast. So nobody's physical. He says, okay, saying I want to protect my playmakers so they can get to the game. That's FCS thinking. I got 5 players, I got 5 studs, and I got to keep them healthy until we get to the season. That's FCS thinking. You gotta turn those dudes. You gotta have those dudes crashing at each other all summer till they learn. Like, you're gonna lose some players. That's why a program. That's why you get bigger. That's why you get stronger. So you can withstand injuries. I just there's there's too many red flags. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he does a lot of good stuff. He has a lot of red flags. And it's like it took all this to fair enough. The whole staff coming back. That's what it looked like. Uh that won't get the ball. That's Bill, that's a great point. Bill, you have been gone for a while. That's a great point. A new running back that won't get the ball inside the 10-yard line. That's an excellent point. Um, Chris, that's not necessarily true because the University of Louisville is still a huge conglomerate. It's a huge operation. And there's 1,000 other programs. What you trying to do? There's a there's a million other programs, and Neely's face is out there all over the state on all kind of other programs. We're just locked into the sports world, so she only has like a small space in the sports world. I'm with it. Um, Sports world. So we just kind of see a little glimpse of her. Not the same. Um, Several league top 200 dealers. But again, y'all saw the development. Y'all saw the we've had some D linemen here on this campus long enough to be 40, 50 pounds heavier. Like again, you've seen programs where they won't even let you practice until you're a certain weight. Rick Pitino, like even Coach Mack, he wouldn't let Sidney Curry even get on the practice floor until he lost 40 pounds. All we hear on this situation, listen, I'm not saying things can't be fixed. I'm just saying you're going to need a dramatic identity change in a lot of areas. I'm not saying it can't be done. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's like the last thing that could. But I feel you. I feel you for thinking that. But I don't think that's going to happen. Also, the person said, any staff saying this already approves. I mean, if he doesn't, I mean, would you feel like the same staff is just going to change their attitude and change their what they believe, their core beliefs? And well, listen, we can show up with a great record and get boat raced at the end of the year, and then I'll listen to the same radio hosts and I'll listen to the same fans say the same thing. Oh, we won 8 games, yeah, but we replaced Ole Miss with UAB. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can win. We can win that if we got our weakest schedule in 5 years. George was a whole different animal, though. I thought Miran said, Brian has not lies. This is going out. Well, yeah, man. Um, he's one of the corporate vulture types. Again, he did not interview for this job. He did not interview for this job. Okay. Think about it. Duke won't touch Satterfield with a 10-foot pole. Listen, JV, not just and people, not just Kentucky, any team with real linemen, you don't have a chance. It's not about the money. Has your percentage chance, or has your percentage changed? Chance you believe Sat actually comes back changed at all? Okay, I think it's about, me personally, I still think it's about a 65% chance he comes back. 65% chance. Yeah, I agree with that statement. That's not true. Josh, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Listen, I don't know if you don't like, listen, I don't know if you joined the team or not, but Josh, that statement right there, I was told by a reputable source tonight that the Brom U of L was a done deal, but U of L president shit on it due to buyouts. That's not true. Now the Brom, it didn't even need to be a done deal. Anybody knew that Brom would take this job. That's something everybody knows. That's what had everybody so flared up in the first place. Everybody, it's not a secret that he would take the job. If offered, he would take the job. Like I said, a fair market price, he would take the job. You weren't going to lose him over negotiations for a couple of dollars and all that stuff. But saying that the president got involved due to bias, that's not true. That's a lie. So whatever reputable source you heard that from lied to you. That's not true. It's absolutely not true. And see, that kind of lie messes up the truth. Because the truth is something everybody could live with. When the truth comes out about what happened, everybody's going to be able to deal with it. I mean, again, everybody's losing something here. Everybody is going to be right and wrong. But just don't lie. Like, I understand that's not your words, you're saying from that source. But if you want to believe it just because you don't like Neeli for whatever reason, and you just want to believe it, I mean, that's your prerogative. But here, it's my job to say, okay, I can separate things that are purely not true. And, I can allow, like I said, I can allow speculation, but not just something that's not true. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't have to. I told y'all on the record that the reason I talk about Vince Tyra the way I do is because I knew one day they were going to be hunting for him the same way they were hunting for Tom. And I said, I'll defend Tyra exactly the way I defend Tom. If I get my transparency, if I get my, as a supporter of the program, if I get my transparency, if I get the give and take between, the athletic department and, whatever, I understand sometimes you got to say no. If I get the give and take, but I knew this time was coming. Everybody knew this was going to happen eventually. So yeah, that, like I said, Josh, I'm not pinning that on you, but I will say the part about the president stepped in due to bias, that's just not true. And that's somebody, and see, this is the other problem. If you admit that Neeli is not a sports person, but and you can just, it's easy to put all your hate on her, you know what I'm saying? And then believe, okay, Vince is a Kentucky person. He has Kentucky media. He has Kentucky family and friends. So you're going to naturally hear more pro Vince Tyra rhetoric than pro Neeli rhetoric, because she's 10 times the outsider. And here's the thing. Kentucky fans are supporting Vince right now because they see us going to shit. You should see. I work with Dan Issel and Mike Pratt. You should see the snicker on their faces. Oh man, I really think that Vince Tyra he's the only guy doing a good job. Of course y'all think he's the only guy doing a good job. Because you just boat raced us by 50 points. Might as well be 3 years in a row. Might as well be 4 years in a row. Happy as two clams in the Mediterranean. And I got to look at them laughing every single day. So yeah, Kentucky fans, they're loving this. So even the gossipers that are undercover Kentucky fans or bold Kentucky fans or Louisville that's hanging out with all Kentucky fans, they're all saying the same pro Vince Tyra rhetoric. And I'm not saying they're necessarily wrong, but I'm not saying they're right because you hear more of it. And you're not right because your inside source says, the same thing that Vince's camp is saying. This is a fact. There's no rumor and gossip. There's no media or no friends and family to even give out a pro Neeli Bendapudi side. You know what I'm saying? Are we just anyway? You get the point. It's not about buyouts. It's not about buyouts. It's not about buyouts. Please like the video and share it while y'all in here. Just take a second. Hit the thumbs up or hit the thumbs down. Just react to it. Share it. Sharing it would be awesome. And I have to do this, y'all. Like my little reward for doing the show every night. Take a second to do that. It's not about buyouts. So anybody telling you that it's about the buyout situation, buyouts is this conversation. And I'm not saying we're just throwing around money willy-nilly. They're being responsible. But here's the thing. When you talk about something as crucial as a fan checkout on football, the buyout, the reason that's not a panic conversation is because dramatic things have got to be done to save your football program first and foremost. So it's like if you're in a marriage or something, it's like sometimes we argue over, you can argue over credit card expenditures or something like that. But some things come up. We can argue, but the credit card got to take care of that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to argue about you bought this and I bought this and we can argue about these things. But if something comes up that's going to go on a credit card and we're a family, you know what I'm saying? Like this is not even part of the conversation. We still got to argue about these details over here, but that's going to get taken care of. That's what the buyout stuff is like. Like that's so major, that's going to get covered. Like if we got to cut from this, and this, and this, you're going to cut from 10,000 other things. You're going to make sure that buyout get handled. All these other household treats stop when it comes to that football situation. So like keep that in mind too. Keep that in mind. I'm catching up. And here's the problem. The problem is, Shane, Listen, our lack of pressure, our lack of girth on the line, all our defensive trench play, it leaves our safeties out to dry. Listen, Cole and Duncan are good safeties. Listen, young fella Russ Yeast went out, made that Big 12. You know what I'm saying? Big 12 first team. Our safeties are getting put. You know how the coaches say, we got to tackle a man in open space? It's like, no, coach. At this level, you can't put your safety in open space with all these fucking playmakers. That's a joke. That's a joke. Let me know. Let me know if y'all can. Tyra cut the feed. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me a Y if you can hear me. It looks like y'all should be able to. Hold on. Which one of them got me, y'all? Did Satterfield get me for talking about him? Did Vince get me? Maybe it was the storm. Maybe Cashmere got me. Hold on. Yeah, y'all knew they was gonna be on me. Is this okay? I mean, if y'all can hear me clear, I can get back to it. I'm telling y'all better have a little appreciation while this thing still lasts. Mm. So where was I, y'all? Where was I? Get me back to the. One of the things I saw before I got out of here. No, I'm not going anywhere because I got a lot of answers. And I was just starting to get loosened up. But let me do this real quick. Got to do this. So where was I? Okay, put it this way. When you talk about attendance next year, let me say this. I think we'll still have fans in the stands, but we won't have any like guaranteed stuff. Like there won't be any like the suites. I'm not saying there won't be any. I'm saying the suite purchases and the season holder tickets won't be anywhere where it needs to be to feel confident in the season. The way it's trending now, people are just gonna just wait and then buy tickets for individual games. Last minute buy tickets because again, without the okay pandemic, you never know. Recruits, players, you never know. Schedule doesn't make you excited. There's no guaranteed reason. You still got Malik Cunningham coming back. Like out of the 10 reasons you buy a suite and the 10 reasons you renew your season tickets, you're only gonna have like 2 or 3 out of the 10 reasons. But I do think when some game days come, I mean, we still like going to football games. You get some nice weather, you know, we don't mind going to a football game if they got a couple wins. But it's gonna be casual only. There's not gonna be face paint, hair, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be that kind of football atmosphere at all. There's no way you can generate enough excitement to get people buying season tickets, buying suites. But like I said, I still if they're winning, you still can get some, you can get decent representation in the seats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I'm Aaron. I'm closer to that. I'm closer to that. Justin, I did look over at my tower, my little route or whatever, and it was down for a second. So it wasn't that wasn't a full sabotage, unless they sabotage it down at the station. Mm, mm. Listen, listen. If I sounded like that, that's not how it was meant to sound. Because I said the exact same thing to Stephen Rummage today. I said, "Are you bullshitting? That UAB game may stick a mark on Satterfield's season early because they got some players." So I didn't mean it for it to sound like that. UAB's a problem. I mean, they don't have a good team, but they got athletes. Okay, okay. What next, y'all? What next? You give me the questions, I'll give you the answers. Yeah, that can't happen. It definitely wasn't our football defense. Yeah, I don't and listen, I don't know where I got these images from, but I am having fun just making the show logos. Talking about safeties. Yeah, our defense makes our safeties look bad. Our defense puts our safeties, and you know how the coaches always say you got to get them to the ground. You got to get them to the ground. Schemes. I don't know how to understand it. I kind of argue with Steve. Like playmakers don't like every person on a team and at the Power Five level that's a starter. 80% of those guys were like the best players ever in their high schools, unless they come from like a juggernaut high school. But Power Five, Power Five wide receivers don't get tackled in the open field by one person. Power 5. I mean, if you running with them and you run with them, yeah, you get tackled. But like this, when you're in an open field wide receiver versus safety or what, if you get this ball and you have 10 yards of space between you and your opponent, it's hard to check somebody with a basketball and you got this much space between us. Imagine a football where you just got to hold it and you don't have to dribble it. You don't even have to dribble. It's hard to stop a basketball player from going around you and he has to simultaneously dribble it. And we got defenders that can't even lay a hand on a guy. You're putting safeties in a horrible position, being 10, 15 yards off all the time. And when you're playing guesswork on the line and somebody breaks through these corners and safeties that are always in run support, like God help them. Like I said, again, this Power 5, man, it's just like the quarterback play. It's better quarterbacks here. Your defense, you try to speed people up and make bad decisions. These are Power 5 quarterbacks. They're awesome. We got 5 quarterbacks in this conference that can play professional. That defensive setup is, like I said, against the shit quarterbacks, you look great. Maybe you did hear the furnace kicking in. Jonathan, I'll be up at 5 too. That ain't no excuse. Lauren, let him know that all he had to do was just confess what he did wrong with the sound. Now it's Mr. Cashmere no sound. Talking about Rusty's, yeah. That's pretty funny, Lonnie. No, you're wrong about that. Trevor, you're wrong about that. Because here's the thing. We haven't even done the bowl game yet. Trevor, I want to address that. Hold on. I want to address exactly what you're saying. But I need one quick help. Listen, listen. Now I'm ready to spill the beans, y'all. I'm going to spill the beans as much as I can without getting in trouble. If y'all give me 35 to 40 seconds, I'll come back and tell you. I'll tell you without telling you. Y'all know I always give a reward for the people who stay up to the end of the night. But let me do this first. That was pretty funny too. Hey y'all hold on. I'll tell y'all what I did today. And I want to spike the ball too when I get back in there. Okay. We'll clean up tonight's show with a couple of little things. So, first and foremost, I'll give y'all a heads up. The text messages I was getting was from my homeboy. Now, I'm supposed to, usually Sunday nights, I kick it with my boy Dwayne. We watch football, but everything was going on, so we didn't get to do all that. My boy Dwayne said we got to either get lunch or we gotta get out. He said, "Shit, I don't care. I'm off, so it don't matter to me." So that was what I was getting when y'all saw me doing this, the speak to text. I was telling Dwayne we got to get out and do something. Okay, or he was telling me. So there's that. Number two, for anybody who thought the juicing wasn't a good idea, you were wrong. The juicing was a great idea. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something right now. Oh, that's what I was supposed to be doing. Bang. Ooh, that's what I was supposed to be doing, y'all. See, y'all be hating. Y'all just be hating. I'm gonna get y'all to stop hating. Hold on. How do we get y'all to stop hating? Let me see it real quick. How do we get y'all to stop hating? Okay. Yeah, this is how we get y'all to stop hating. This is how we get y'all to stop hating. Okay. The juicing situation, y'all. Y'all know what I had today? Listen, y'all, I had a beet, a full beet. I had a beet. I had a cucumber. I had an apple and 2 carrots in my juicer. And it made the perfect glass. And y'all, I don't listen, and I hate vegetables. But I had a good juicing, a good cleanse juice. It was really, really good. I've been doing great with the juicing machine. It's the best purchase of 2021, hands down. The juicer was awesome. So while y'all were making fun of man, Reese made fun of me about my infomercial so bad, y'all. It'll make your head spin. Reese still ain't stopped giving me a hard time about that juicing commercial. So there's that. Okay, what am I supposed to be telling you next? Ask the question the right way so I can tell you. The way I was going to answer your question about Satterfield being back, y'all got to realize, I mean, just because some deals are done, a lot of schools and a lot of coaches don't make moves until after they coach their team in the bowl game. So there's a lot of conversation with coaches still being done behind the scenes. So if you think Tyra's gone, then you should not think that that Satterfield's a guaranteed stay. Because any coach hypothetically, if they fight, if Tyra said tomorrow that he was leaving and Satterfield was still the coach, the interim coach can still make a move. And the interim coach, if he has any connection, or the interim AD or replacement AD, they can tell a coach. And here's the thing: if it's a good coach he's bringing in, a good coach is going to be able to keep all the players he needs to keep and flip whoever Louisville's already got committed anyway. Okay, and I'm just saying hypothetically, we got that Tennessee kid, right? The running back. Do you think if Jeff Brom, like if Tyra got fired tomorrow, or he quit tomorrow, if Tyra resigned tomorrow, and a week later Satterfield was let go, do you think one phone call from Jeff Brom saying, "Hey, I think you could be the next Rondell Moore. I still want you at Louisville"? Because that recruit, if he wants to come to Louisville, it's not just because of Satterfield or his recruiter. If Brom makes that call, and think about it, Satterfield and his staff, they won't have a school. So you won't be fighting with the Tennessee running back with Satterfield going to Michigan or going to whatever school he's going to end up at. Let's just say Southern Miss. Brom can get that Tennessee running back to Louisville over Satterfield getting him to Southern Miss. So when you say Satterfield's just here to stay, I mean, you could say that because that's what's being forced down your throat by the media and everything else. Listen, y'all know, you're like, I don't have to call out names. Y'all know it's people who are fighting for Satterfield because they got a personal stake in it. Y'all know it. Like I said, y'all can theorize who you want. Y'all know some people just are defending because they got something to personally gain. Y'all know me and Steve been here long enough. We don't play that game. We don't do that. We don't do that personal gain. I know this guy, so I'm gonna defend him even when he's just fucking up because he lets me get interviews or like we don't. That's why we don't bring in all these coaches. That's why we don't bring in all these people because we don't need them like that. We know them in public. We don't know them from media inside, man. That part is dead. So y'all know a lot of the information you're getting is from people who got something to gain. So, but reality is if Tyra was gone tomorrow and Satterfield was gone a week from now or gone after the bowl game, let's say he gets blown out by Air Force or something, or he loses a tight one to Air Force, and the interim coach knows Brom would take the job, or the interim AD, y'all know what I'm saying. You think the interim AD won't make that deal with Brom and get him out of here? And you think Brom can't get on the phone? Brom can take as many Purdue players as he wants, and he can get on the phone to all these commits. You will not lose one commit from Jeff Brom, who just beat Ohio State and Iowa in the Big Ten. He's not losing any recruits to Satterfield. Those Temple guys and those grad market trend, Brom can have any one of them he wanted. So y'all gotta just remember it's different. So yeah, you still have time, and Brom knows I can keep the Louisville players that I need. You think Brom don't know that the fucking top is gonna pop off this stadium, and an interim athletic director can be the one who secures his own job? Think about it. I don't even care who the interim is. If Tyra was gone tomorrow and an interim athletic director came in here, and if he watched the game and Satterfield against Air Force stunk it up, if Satterfield against Air Force stunk it up, I mean, even if Satterfield won, it's Air Force, dude. And they're already a 1-point favorite over you. So if that happened and you went and got Brom, you ain't worried about losing. Your suites are going to double immediately. Your season tickets are going to triple immediately. You're not going to lose one Louisville player because they like Satterfield more than Jeff Brom, because the recruits are going to see the energy in the first 3 hours. They're going to see Louisville be preseason 25 in the first 3 hours. Nobody's going anywhere. And the interim that made that happen is already, his money's going to be good on these Louisville streets immediately. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Please enjoy this evening with me. Since y'all if y'all wanted some truth, thanks for staying up and getting the truth with me. A wide receiver. Think about that. Was wide receiver a problem for us? Is wide receiver a problem at all for us? We about to lose a wide receiver to Kentucky or Purdue. A stud wide receiver. Wide receiver is not a problem. Do I want a Miami wide receiver? Yes. Why are you so convinced that Neeli has something to do with that? Okay, directly have something to do with that. Okay, hypothetically. Okay, let's say if Neeli Bendapudi said, hey, I don't want this deal done until after the bowl game. if you already don't like Neeli, or if you've already made up in your mind that Neeli Bendapudi is sabotage, then you're not going to hear it. But if Neeli Bendapudi says, no, I at least want all our programs to be ran on a schedule of honor, and saying, hey, the coach earned the right to coach his bowl game. Okay, if you don't like Neeli, you can say, oh, she doesn't know football, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, hey, you can interview coaches behind the scenes, you can do all that. But I don't want to fire this. Listen, we're going to be in the First Responders Bowl 2 weeks from now. I want this coach to have this 2 weeks to coach his team, because I don't want to be the, like, okay, if you can't have some leniency for something like that, then it's just like you just dug in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and that's why I say it's time to stop just digging in on a position and not hearing rationale. There's some people that would say, okay, I get it. Listen, if Braun really wants to come here, he can wait 2 weeks for us to do the First Responders Bowl and then take the job. And if she told Vince that, and again, this part is hypothetical, but I'm using this example because of what I know. And this is not the situation, but this example, it paints a good picture. If Tyra said, no, I gotta cut it now, and I gotta do it, then it's like, okay, you mean to tell, like, if you are so hell-bent on fire him now and you gotta get this deal done within the 2 weeks, it's like, what's the rush? I mean, I told you why we need, why I feel like as a university, we owe him 2 weeks for the reputation. And if Vince just pouts and says, and I'm saying hypothetically, if he just said, nah, it got to be done right now. If you take a side on that, like I said, I could see Vince if he said, no, it has to get done now or it's not going to end up getting done. And she says, no, I want to honor the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see everybody's point of view. That's why I started the show saying, by the time we leave this whole situation, I think we're going to learn that everybody was right. Everybody was right and everybody was wrong. Don't be so quick to use past tense. Right. Nah, I always gave Alex a hard time, but I received some treatment from him too. Yeah, I agree, but it worked. But if you remember that, it actually worked though. They had UAB shut all the way down. I can't even get in hoop mode because of that. Listen, I ain't gonna let y'all block me from getting in hoop mode, but I do feel what you're saying. But yeah, that example I just gave, like, hang on to that. Alabama QB, I'm not relying on freshman backup quarterback for Malik. And he's only like 240 now. He should be 270. Yeah, Mark, I can't even do 2026. I don't really view. Okay. I have a problem with I have a problem with unbalanced coverage. So anybody that does an unbalanced coverage, or they say something just for personal gain, those are the two media people I have a problem with every time. I'm trying to catch up, y'all. Vince or Neely, I really think more people know. Yeah, of course they know Vince more. Like I said, because most of the people are not in the Neely atmosphere. She's a collegiate president, but that doesn't mean she's screwing up the sports program. Mm-mm. We won't get away with getting any Sunbelt people anymore. I don't agree with that, but I know what you're saying. Right? I think Big Nell is good. But again, y'all, don't forget Big Nell and Malik, they had 7 points for most of the game. Yeah. I'm getting there. Yeah. What secret? Yeah, Jason, I'm that way too. Sometimes I tell people don't even tell me anything. But y'all do get the point of what I'm saying. Like there are situations. Hold on. That's funny. I mean, they have a. I mean, it's Air Force. I'm not. I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't bet on Air Force. I saw the numbers. There is no back channel communication with the NCAA. That's not what's going on here. There is no Louisville back channel communication with the NCAA. Get that out of your head now. Let it go. That's not happening. There none of the max suspension had anything to do with back conversations with the NCAA. Let that one go as well. Yes. Yeah, okay. This is all I'm saying. If this were the case, if Neeli Bendapudi said Satterfield earned the right to coach his team in the bowl game, would you really consider her sabotaging the hire? Like I don't think that would be a unreasonable request. But if y'all already got beef and you just go, oh, fuck it then. If I can't make a move, I can't run this team. Okay, it's cool. You were looking to leave. You know what I'm saying? Listen, but here's the thing. If I'm Vince Tyra and I'm trying to make the move now, and you make me wait 2 weeks, I can see Vince Tyra getting pissy about it. So I understand. Like again, this is a hypothetical situation, y'all. This is not what happened, but this is an example of something that did happen. Or this is kind of an equivalent to something that may have happened, may or may not have happened. Look, y'all. Now I'm spilling too much now. Lauren, am I spilling too much? Do I need to cut off or keep going? Lauren, am I spilling too many beans, or am I doing a good job explaining what's going on? Let me know. If that was the case, if Neely, and again, Neely is not involved in personnel decisions, and she says she's not involved and all that good stuff. But if she says I'm not involved in personnel decisions, and this ain't a personnel decision. Oh, we straight then. I keep telling y'all all the dirt. Okay, if Neely says, I'm not involved in personnel decisions, but I'm involved in like university, not politics, university principal decisions. And the principle is you fire coaches after the season. You don't fire the coach during the season. That's a university principle, not a personnel thing. So if she says that, and then Vince Tyra says, well, you stepping on my toes. I want to be able to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I need to make this. Look, if I'm Vince Tyra and I say, hey, Neely, you just don't understand. I need to make this move now because somebody else could have a good bowl game and they could come in and steal Braun from us. And then I'm going to be the one holding the bag because as the AD, I look like I didn't get the deal done, blah, blah, blah. I could understand that. I could understand saying, Vince saying, hey, man, Neely blocked it. But she didn't really block it. She just said, no, we need some morality here. You know what I'm saying? We're not savages. So I could understand Vince saying, hey, y'all, she just don't know how it works. But I could understand Neely saying, hey, I understand how it works. And I'm going to let that coach finish, you know, like the recruits he brought in. I know these kids. Neely does know that. I can see her saying, I know these parents, I know these kids. I just sat with Mark. I'm gonna let this guy finish I'm gonna let him finish his season. And then you could do whatever you do outside. So y'all get what I'm saying? Like everybody, you can see that situation and not be forced to choose a side. Because I could understand Vince. I don't listen, y'all. The reason I don't make more money is because I like being able to make daily decisions on my own, not based on what somebody else want me to do. It's important. So I understand if Vince just said, even if Vince agreed with Neely, but Vince wants to run it his way, I know that feeling. Yeah, you might be right. It might be the best thing to wait, but I don't want you, hovering over me while I'm making decisions. I understand that. But I also understand Neely saying, listen, if Braun really want to come, he can wait 2 weeks. If Satterfield, if he ain't the guy, let him know after the 2 weeks. But we need to get him through this bowl game. I'm not a president that fires people early. I mean, look, and we're already buying out his contract. We're buying out his other years of his remaining contract. We're going to let him coach this game. I mean, does that make sense, y'all? Under. That was funny. Strength and conditioning coach. He's probably, you got to get an SEC strength and conditioning coach. I'm sorry, like and this is not App State. You can have a bunch of small, skinny dudes that can perform well in the weight room, got speed, but they don't have enough girth to hold up. Y'all saw it, y'all. Y'all saw it. Like, I swear to God, 8 quarters of the most embarrassing football you ever seen with Ole Miss and Kentucky. 8. Like I said, and the 1 quarter late, that wasn't football. All our points against both schools came against third string. Kentucky's middle of the pack, SEC. We were unfunctional against both of those teams. Against their first and second string, we were only functional against third string SEC players. All the speed in the world wouldn't matter. I'm saying don't rule that out. I'm saying it's possible. It's possible that he knew this may be his last big splash. Regardless of if he went to Florida State or just quit or went somewhere else. I think Vince knows a hire like this is a legacy hire. I also think Neeli Bendapudi has to uphold some standards. He cannot comment on a job like this to a reporter. So Jason, no, he would not answer. He would not let somebody ask him. He would not even entertain the question. And I hope stay away from Jeff Brom. Like the only way you can, that's the way you screw it up. Is start doing, because we did it already, y'all. We did it the first time. We had the whole Purdue Army falling in love with Brom because we wanted him so bad. They ratcheted up the pressure because of us wanting it. So stay away from Brom. That's why the people who know Brom or know anything don't want to talk about it. Okay, we're good. Go Lions. Speaking of, God, I didn't. Hold on. This is funny. Let me see if it's even downloaded. I don't know if this shit downloaded. I'll learn that later on. Videos. Hold on. Yeah, I don't need that. Anyway. Gut feeling. Look, gut feeling he won't be. Gut feeling he will be. Both are understandable. 1,000 yards on a. See, I just don't think they're strong enough to bully us like SEC schools. I think he is. Fair enough. Yeah, he could find a better fit, but again, if Duke don't want him, we just put up 50 points on Duke. If Duke don't even want to like entertain it, don't isn't that uncomfortable for y'all? That nobody's reaching out. Everybody even thinks Malik Cunningham is the reason Satterfield won the games he won. So while I've been sitting around telling y'all, people don't respect our offensive line because Satterfield keep letting Malik do everything. Ironically, that's why people don't respect Satterfield as a coach, because they think it's just Malik doing everything. Listen, like I said, you're entitled to that. I didn't even see. I missed 1, 2, 3, 4. If he kills it, it looks like he'll kill it because we'll have the oldest team. We'll have the most experienced team in the ACC with the weakest schedule. But again, I'm not even bringing up hate like that on Satterfield. I just know the style with thick lines It can't hold up. Just don't see why you think Tyra would not make the Braun move now or two. What do you mean? Just don't see why you would think Tyra would not make the move. Okay, but what I'm telling you is Neeli Bendapudi would not have released that statement if she directly said no to Braun. She would not have released that statement saying, I am not involved in personnel. Like, period. She knows that's not her job. She knows that. See, and here's the thing, Ronnie, don't even give an excuse. You don't have to do the dad die. You don't have to do any of that. You could just say, hey, the University of Louisville holds certain principles. And one principle is we don't fire head coaches 2 weeks before the season's over with if they make a bowl game. That's not like Neely can say that's not a sports take. We don't do that. And again, this is not the first time that we quote unquote heard there's some friction between Neely and Vince. And again, I can understand if Vince just said, you butting in. And Neely says, I'm not butting in, I'm just upholding some standards. Yeah, but I get to make the decision about coaches when I want. If I'm the AD, I would act like Vince. If I'm the president, I would act like Neely. That's not a sabotage. Neither one of them have like an evil agenda if they both felt like that. Okay, Neely says, well, if you can't wait 2 weeks, if you think your deal's going to fall apart because of 2 weeks, it is what it is. And then if on the Vince side, it's like, okay, Vince, if you think that Neely's just so unreasonable because she asked for 2 extra weeks, then okay, like y'all just not going to work together. See, I didn't read what he said about ESPN Louisville. I didn't read the bite. I think Eric Crawford has been unfair in his coverage of Louisville versus Kentucky. But here's the thing. Eric and Bob are good. They're really good at being unfair about their coverage and then saying they're the victims. But we can we can look at how, like, the good thing about it now is like everything's on record. So when I get mad at Eric or when I get mad at Bob, I say, no, like I listened to the questions. Okay, Bob had Jay Billis on the other day, right? And the moment Jay Billis came on, Bob said, oh man, I mean, Louisville's offense just looked disgusting. I'm what's the word? I'm just like paraphrasing. I'm just setting the scene. The way Bob asked questions about Louisville versus the way he asked about Kentucky. Okay. Like Bob was like, oh, hey man, Louisville, man, their offenses look terrible. Didn't you think so? And so Jay Billis, like, you've already primed Jay Billis to say, yeah, they got a lot of work to do, so and so, so and so. And he was talking about Louisville and, blah, blah. So then he said, hey, man, Kentucky's on a roll. But okay, when Louisville's on a roll, I've heard Bob say, Louisville's on a roll, but they haven't played anybody yet, but they're still on a roll. Like, I hear you. But here's how you get ahead of that. You say, oh, I know Louisville fans are going to attack me. But here's the thing. It's like, dude, I listened to 10 minutes and your questions were primed to compliment Kentucky and primed to say something negative about Louisville. You've been doing this too long. We hear this now. We're an intelligent fan base. That's the same way I feel about Eric Crawford. That's the same way I feel about Rick Bozich. And here's the thing, there's no consequence for that. Again, I said the other night, when Rick Bozich made that Purvis Ellison thing, he said, Louisville basically released a statement and said, we really wish Rick Bozich would have gave us a chance to comment on the story before he went public with it. So after the story's out, then Rick says, okay, well, now I contact you for statement. Dude, I'm not talking to you. The story's already out. When I listen to Eric Crawford and Bob try to say it's a non-story about getting Satterfield out of here, I'm like, no, it's not a non-story. And like I said, I was mad at the way Bob was treating Nikki about bringing up the story. And it's like, okay, this Nick Curran said it, not me. Today on the radio, when Nick Curran said the information about the meeting today, Eric Crawford was the first person to break the story. And Nick Curran said they could have just put that on GoCars.com. And then Phil was like, yeah, well, sometimes you just got to use the media. So it's like, okay, you admit that this story could have went to GoCars.com and would have went around the world just as fast as giving it to Eric Crawford. So now when we look at the way stories are leaked and released, now everybody's like, how did you get that story? Nobody else did. And it wasn't because you were, it doesn't look like, okay, Eric Crawford's a hard worker. It doesn't appear to the public like that was an accident or you just worked harder than everybody else. It appeared to the public like you were carrying the narrative that there's no way Satterfield's going to get fired. There's no way, look, Vince Tyra isn't going anywhere. Satterfield's not going anywhere. And oh, look, lo and behold, you're the one that gets the story that nobody's going anywhere. And again, like I said, I got no problem with these guys. And I'm just saying, this is how it looks to me. It's not personal. Like I said, I don't eat with these guys. It's not personal. It's not personal with Tyra. I tell you what I see, what it looks like. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. There's a lot of that. It's a lot of entitled media. Let me see. You would have to make a staff changes in total. Like I said, you would have to pull it back. You would have to change everything you do about the program almost. They would never bring in Deion Sanders. That's funny. Maybe they're just gonna read more books about Power 5 football. Yeah, I can't argue with you. Shucks, darn it! I wasn't ready for that. I'm spilling too much already. Whew. It's gonna be a tough one, y'all. Don't give me a hard time if y'all find out I'm at work tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna go through this a little faster so I can get, listen. Which part of it? You got to be a little clear on the question so I can know exactly what to answer. Yeah. Listen, that's a road win in conference. Hangs on. No, we were losing. UofL rallied late to beat North Carolina State. Yeah, that stuff is like, I'm not making that shit up, y'all. Golly. No, that's what I'm saying. Again, I agree with that. Okay, he tries so hard to not sound like a homer, but he's comfortable complimenting UK. And again, he has Mike Pratt on Fridays. He may not even realize it. He may not even realize that I can say, Bob, every time you compliment Louisville, you give a disclaimer. Every time you compliment Kentucky, you say it is what it is. And Louisville fans are going to, like, he plays victim when he compliments Kentucky. I know Louisville fans are going to kill me for this, but blah, blah, blah. But when you compliment Louisville, you're like, it's like, man, like, Bob, we can, like, we listen to you. We listen to you every day. And eventually we're like, Bob, every time you talk about Louisville, it's like, I'll cheer for Louisville. I don't root for them or anything, but, Louisville did this. But when it's Kentucky, it's like, I'm sure Louisville fans going to be mad. It's like, dude, if you're neutral, you're neutral. Say what you got to say. But don't go victim. Don't go super victim. You know what I'm saying? Every time like I say, you compliment Kentucky a lot. And you're bold and you got no problem complimenting Kentucky because they're a big brand. And it shows and it's okay. But it's like, okay. But when we bite back at you about this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to own it. But it's not personal. It's not personal. Yeah, you can do what you do and I can critique it. We still probably have these problems. I don't know. Listen, Crawford's not the only person. There's people defending Satterfield to the mat to some ridiculous levels. Right, and Crawford, like, I didn't see Eric. I didn't watch you run 1,000 good coaches out of here. Why? How the hell? When did you start being defensive? Keep the job and give him another year, guy. That looked awkward to me. No, he doesn't get rid of Brian Brown. Not a chance. You better not lose to the Air Force, though. I know that much. Ross, I hope you sent that to me because I want to see it. Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to be homers. You just got to be smart and in the media and able to point out ridiculous things. Oh, Jesus, Lord. Another Enterprise. You missed everything. You got to go back. Listen, you got to go back and watch it. Look, I know you're being sarcastic, but you got to go back and watch everything. I'm about to watch some basketball, y'all. We went a good 140. Thanks for donations to the channel. Thanks for the super chats and the Cash App or Venmo, either one, whatever you have. I appreciate it. Share the video, at least like the video, subscribe and hit the notification because we do this every single night, except for Sunday sometimes. A lot of good information comes out at night. And normally the shows don't last this long. But these are times where I feel like I'm necessary to go a little later. Like I said, thank y'all for supporting. Like I said, y'all support me, I'll support you. All good. Like I said, hit the like button before you log off, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Listen, the meeting is at 9, so we should have good information by the show time starts. And like I said, don't get mad at me. We're just trying to figure all this stuff out together.